Here is over 2 hours worth of SlapFIGHT Championship reactions that I've made over the years. So sit back, grab a snack, turn your phone off, tell your girlfriend or wife now's not the time for chores. You're watching big boy shit. Let's get to the carnage.
I love this shit.
Introducing first the bouncer, coming in at a height of 6'2", a weight of 316 pounds from El Paso, Texas, and a hand width of 4 inches. He's taking on none other than the legendary Tim Sylvia. The Maniac is actually in slap, coming in at a height of 6'8", a weight of 375 pounds. From Ellsworth, Maine, and his hand width is so fucking big they cannot measure it. There is no more waiting. The time is here. We finally get to see Tim Sylvia in slap. Alright, just when I didn't think this could get any better, Tim ends up winning the coin flip. I'm so excited I can't even word right now. My god, Tim just hit him with a fucking wrecking ball. He just had a Miley Cyrus moment. What an introduction to slap from Tim Sylvia. He is here, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, you should be afraid. They should call Tank Jeep. Never thought I'd say it, but he makes Tank look small. Tim is given a stepping warning, so that gives Bouncer 60 seconds to recover. So it looks like the match is going to continue because he's getting back up. Now that the Bouncer has recovered, we get to see what he has as a response to Tim. Tim's got a look in his eye like he's paid people to hit him harder than that shot. I really honestly never thought I'd say this about a shot coming from the Bouncer, but that did absolutely fucking nothing. This might be the only occasion in slap where it will be okay for him to use a closed hand. It might be the only way to make this an even match. I think the Bouncer's still a little dazed from the first one. His body couldn't register that he just got hit a second time. It's going to kick in like 30 seconds and he's just going to fall over randomly. He just got himself a flinching penalty and I don't blame him one bit. I flinched when Tim was about to hit him. The Bouncer had to run into the back real quick to change his pants from being scared, but now he's ready to dish out a second. Even with throwing everything he has and an illegal blow, all he managed to do was knock off Tim's hat. That's just gonna piss a guy that size off. Why would you go and do something like that? And now by sitting there getting yourself a clubbing penalty, it's gonna allow Tim to hit you twice in a row. I feel so bad for the Bouncer right now. You can tell by the look in his eyes, he's barely standing on his feet right now. That is sheer willpower, folks. But Tim received another penalty for stepping, and I'm not sure if that's gonna stop his next shot or what they're gonna do. So it looks like they're just gonna go to the top of the 5th round, which still allows Tim to get another shot, but it's not because of the penalty. Both penalties kind of just washed out an entire round. And Tim just lands another giant shot on the chin, and the Bouncer is living up to his name, and he's bouncing off of the floor, folks. He's not actually bouncing, just so the comments don't go nuts. And on a different note, is anyone else getting a thugged out lawn gnome vibe from Tank? No, it's just me? Okay. Tonight's SlapFIGHT Lightweight Championship between Outlaw and Cannon has been changed to the Cannon and FPS due to the Outlaw losing track of time at a buy one get one free taco stand. He showed up 45 minutes late and 7 pounds of chalupa overweight. And I would totally understand if this was true and it would have been acceptable, but I don't think this is the real reason. Because this is in fact something I just made up. But it would have been a really cool excuse. But let's get into the match. Introducing first is Fresh Plum Sauce, otherwise known as FPS. He's coming in at a height of 6'2", a weight of 151 pounds with an 8.5-inch hand width and a 75-inch wingspan. And he's taking on none other than the Cannon. The Cannon's coming in at a height of 5'9", a weight of 159 pounds with a 6.7-inch hand width and a 70-inch wingspan. Now here's a matchup we didn't expect to see in this event, but FPS had the opportunity to stand in as a replacement. He already went in a match tonight, got cleared through medical, and took the opportunity to stand in to go up against Cannon for the belt. There's not many people that are brave enough to do that, because we already know Cannon has an absolute hammer for a slap. He right now already is a champion, so if he wins this match, he will be the second ever to have 2 belts in slap fighting at the same time. Second only to Wolverine. Which, I mean, that's not even like a second place. You're pretty much first. But Cannon has won the coin flip and he gets to go first. So let's see if FPS can handle Cannon's hammer. No diddy. Oh, good God. FPS is the first person sitting. And the Cannon definitely delivered a fucking powerful slap there. Let's listen to that again. FPS is still trying to figure out where he is. He's asking where the location of the taco truck is because he's starting to get hungry. And he is also considering losing track of time. But he's decided to stay, and him and Cannon will get tacos after the match. Because somebody's gotta go looking for Outlaw. I honestly have to give credit. I can't believe FPS stood up and is willing to continue. But it's his turn now. Let's see what he's got. Ooh, that was a beautiful slap, and Cannon ate that like it was absolutely nothing. Let's listen to that again. It honestly was such a nice slap, and it had such a good crack on it. But we already know Cannon's built different. All of Team Cannon is, like, him and his brothers, they're all, like, built for slapping. But it is now Cannon's second slap, and let's see what he's got. Oh, he's not only the first person sitting, he's now the first person sleeping. That was an absolutely brutal slap, and I believe this is probably going to be over. So that means the Cannon just won the match. He just knocked out FPS and became a 2-division champion. Congratulations, Cannon. That was a hell of a slap. That was a brutal KO, and you deserve both those belts, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future. What a wonderful match, though. Thank you, FPS, for competing. I still think you're an absolute monster. And massive for taking this match. But Cannon is an absolute legend, and this just goes to prove that point even more. And I love his response to this question.
Anything you've got planned? You're not going for a third belt, are you?
I don't know. It might have to be like Thanos. Yes. Have all of them.
Man, that's an epic response. And let's see if you can get that triple C, brother. And that KO was brutal. Today we have another fantastic matchup. We have Raven coming in at 5'11", 149 pounds from Branson, Missouri, and his hands are 3 3/4 inch wide. He's taking on the Crippler at 5'11", 157 pounds from Licking, Missouri, and his hands are 3.5 inches wide. He totally looks like he's confused and has no clue what he's doing here, but I mean, that just means he has experience. Credit goes out to the Great Promotion Slap Fight Championship for putting on this. The rules of Slap Fight are no clubbing, no stepping, and no flinching. But here they allow small movements that do not affect the slap.
110, under 110.
Is catching the cotton ball considered like sacred? Is that like catching a foul ball? But Raven takes that like a champ and looks more angry, and he is ready to go. But you need to slow down there, Raven, because the other guy was stepping. He gets a warning, and now Raven, you can go. I noticed Darius isn't in Raven's corner. He's usually his corner man. Raven lands an absolute bomb. That was a good shot, but I think he looked like he might have... Yeah, he stepped. He has a warning now also, so both of them have a warning for stepping. Damn, that guy may look confused, but he sure knows how to slap. Raven looks like he wants to cry, and the ref consoles him real quick. But it was probably more to do with the Crippler getting a clubbing call. Raven takes this moment to scope out the hotties for after. These two just can't believe the amount of game that Raven has in the middle of the match. He brushes his shoulder off and says, "We're ready."
Here we go.
That was an absolute hammer, but it was to his neck. Definitely gonna be a penalty here. Yep, clubbing.
Was made clear.
That was a solid shot, but he stepped so hard the table shook. With that being his second penalty for stepping, he's gonna lose a turn. So now Raven's gonna get to hit him twice in a row.
Big shot coming.
That was a clean and accurate strike. It just didn't seem like it had a whole lot of power. Maybe it's because he's saving some of his energy for later. See, even the people who make the rules mess up. Silly people, it's Raven's second turn. Starting to think that the Crippler's facial expression is more than that, and it rubs off on the people around him.
This rotation. Oh my gosh.
Holy shit, I literally think Buddy just did like, what is it, like a 270-degree spin. Dude was trying to be the first Tony Hawk of slap fighting and pull off the 900, but he tried to put too much power and didn't have enough accuracy, so he got himself a penalty. Crippler takes a drink of water, and the ref has to make sure that it's not vodka, because if he was drunk, it would make more sense why he's stepping so much. It indeed is filled with vodka, so they're gonna be a little more lenient. The Crippler discusses with his shadow what he should do next. Raven just wants to make sure other people are seeing the shadow figure too. Yep, the ref sees it too, so the match will continue.
Here we go.
Apparently, summoning the strength of the shadow people gives you the ability to finally hit a fucking slap properly. And it's impeccable timing because he gets 2 slaps in a row due to Raven's penalty.
Placement.
But it looks like the ability from the shadow people is a one-time use, like a power-up in a video game, because that was a straight-up club to the neck. Raven seems more aggravated than phased. He's landing some fantastic slaps, except for it just seems like he's losing a little bit of energy behind them. I'm starting to wonder if maybe if he only stopped at 180 and came back, if he'd have a little bit more behind them. And maybe he would be a little bit more accurate and be able to keep his feet planted. Man, I tell you, sitting here listening to these slaps takes me back to when I was a little kid. And no, I'm not saying I was abused when I was a child. I'm talking about my dad was irresponsible and let strippers babysit me. Speaking of strippers in the clap, Raven double checks to make sure they're still good for later. Raven's focusing now because the women said if he wins that he can give them a shot in the neck. Raven slapped him so hard it shot in the cotton ball and it almost landed in the girl's cleavage. Now that kind of makes me wonder, is that kind of like a hole-in-one in golf? She's impressed and strangely turned on. Crippler with his resting confused face is now ready to slap. He may always look confused, but the one thing he knows is how to slap a man in the side of the head. But the vodka kicked in and he wobbled forward. I think they should change it from stepping and call it wobbling when it comes to the Crippler. Raven's pretty eager because now he gets 2 shots in a row for the finale. Raven just tried to slap the stupid look off of his face, but unfortunately it's still there. He lines up for one final attempt. It's a devastating blow, but that resting confused face is impenetrable. We go down to the judges, but I'm pretty sure we all know who won this one. After all the penalties on both sides, it was Raven who comes up victorious. Congratulations to both competitors. Introducing first, we have Demon coming in at 6'1", 225 pounds from Wichita, Kansas, with a hand width of 3 3/4 inches. Taking on Slim Reaper coming in at 6'1", 204 pounds from Harrison, Arizona, with a hand width of 3 3/4 inches. I would also like to take time to shout out SlapFIGHT Championship for putting on this great event. And they are having a tournament right now that's a bracket style, and this is one of the events that is in that specific tournament that they are releasing periodically. So make sure you go check out the link below and go check them out too, so you can keep posted on the videos that I miss. Slim won the coin toss. Oh, that was a great first slap. Man, Tim Silva looks huge. I hope Tim gets into a slap event. That'll be a fucking banger. Let's see what Demon has. My God, Slim Reaper has one hell of a chin. He took that way better than I was expecting at all. I even think Demon is impressed by the way that Slim took that shot. But unfortunately, Demon stepped during the shot. It's just a warning this time, but if he keeps doing it, he's going to end up losing a turn. So hopefully he doesn't. Like, that is clean. It looks like he's throwing a left jab straight to the chin. Even Silva can't believe how clean that shit looked. To me, it just looks like it's pissing Demon off the more he gets hit. I don't know if that's a good thing, because that might be very, very dangerous for Slim if he's just going to piss a dude off named Demon that looks like he's got a head made of concrete.
Slim Reaper tucking his chin. At SlapFIGHT Championship, you can tuck your chin, providing that the official can get his flattened hand between your chest and your chin.
I mean, if it's allowed, it's allowed. I don't agree with it, but oh well. Holy shit, if he keeps taking those like that, we're gonna have to change his name from Slim Reaper to Slim Sleeper. But damn it, Demon stepped again, so this time he's gonna lose a turn. So now that means the Slim Reaper will get to go twice instead of just once. He gets 2 slaps now. Wow, Slim has such a good slap. Demon almost went out there. He's a little wobbled, for real. Like, he's just playing it off nicely. Right now, he's trying not to wobble as if he's fucking hammered and the police just pulled him over. And on top of that, he gets to get hit another time because of his penalty last round. So this is Slim's 4th round slap now. Another massive shot, just that one didn't have the same impact as that first one. It looks like it angered him more than almost knocked him out. I think Demon's now in the position where, with all the penalties, he's not going to be able to win. So he's going to be forced to have to get a knockout. Oh shit, wait a minute, it looks like Slim might have did something to his hand. He's continuing, but it looked like he did something to it, so we'll see. My God, every time Demon hits him, I just think he's about to go out, but he just like takes it so well. He's got great composure. Fucking Demon stepped again, so now he won't even have a chance to win by points. He has to knock Slim Reaper out in the final. On a different note, Tim has one of those looks on his face like he's upset the buffet was closed due to COVID restrictions. Demon agrees with Tim and points out that they do have a sneeze guard. The ref points out the real reason was because an old lady was smuggling soup in her purse and was leaning underneath it. Tim gets very upset because he's a soup fan. Slim Jesus' hand may be a little messed up, but goddamn, he can still use it just fine. I would like it if the camera would pan back over to Slim Reaper. I'd like to see how he's doing right now and how that affected his hand. Ah, did he hear me? Looks like Demon's still trying to shake off that last one. But Slim's hand definitely is bothering him, but it looks like he's going to continue, so props to him for that. But he's still gonna have to hit Demon like 2 more times, because I believe this is a 7-round event. Slim's literally just YOLOing that hand and not giving a fuck if it breaks. The worst part for Slim right now is because it's SlapFIGHT Championship, they have a stipulation in their rules to where you can't switch hand during the match. So because he started with his left, he's forced to continue to the end of this match with that left hand. So until the end of this match, he can't switch to his right. So if he can make it out of this match up against Demon, he will be able to switch to his right and continue in the bracket style event. But right now, he has to hit Demon with that hand again. Demon shows respect by taking a knee while Slim is trying to figure out if he's going to be able to continue. Demon actually looks amazed that Slim wants to continue. It's pretty much a formality at this point. Slim just has to take 1 slap from Demon and then he has to give 1 more slap. But Demon could knock Slim out right now. And let's be real, it's his only option because the amount of penalties he has inquired over this match, he's not going to win if it goes to the judges. He has 1 shot, 1 opportunity. It's your Eminem moment, bro. Wait, false start. He had sweat in his eyes. Okay, now he's ready. Oh, and it's another fantastic blow, but he tried so hard not to step, he pulled the Neo from the Matrix. But there's no avoiding. You stepped there, bro. Now I'm curious to see, because this is just a formality. Oh, look at that. That was a powerful slap. Oh my God, the most vicious of the match. But no, in all honesty, props that you took that other shot and finishing the match. But now in the future, in the other rounds, if he wins this match, he'll now have to use his right hand because we know that left is just fucked. But the winner of the match is going to be Slim Reaper. How SlapFIGHT Championship saved a life.
Shamokin Thunderclap, proud U.S. Marine and father of 8.
8 children? Bro, I'm gonna start calling you the Nick Cannon of Slap.
Recently returning from medical suspension, he was knocked out at SlapFIGHT 20 by the Slim Reaper. After being rushed to the hospital, they found that he had a polyp in his nasal cavity. Polyp was from a head-on collision in an automobile years ago, and doctors have removed the polyp. We were told by the doctors that if he had not been rushed to the hospital, he may have died that night. Now the father of 8 has returned to make a run at the vacant light heavyweight title.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
I am very happy to announce Smokin' Thunderclap is in this match, coming in at 5'6", 200 pounds, from Shamokin, Pennsylvania, with a hand width of 3 3/4 inches. And thank you for your service. He's taking on Monkey Wrench, coming in at a height of 6 foot, weighing 221 pounds, from Sevierville, Tennessee, and a hand width of 3 3/4 inches.
And I cannot wait to get these quarterfinal matchups underway.
I can't wait either, and thank you JT and everyone at SlapFIGHT for putting on this event.
Looks like Shamokin Thunderclap has won the coin toss, and he will slap first.
Luck's still on his side, coming back winning the coin flip. Let's see what he's got after the year break. Man, that was an absolutely beautiful slap. Look at this. Perfect. I mean, I don't know what else I expected. He's a Marine, plus he's a father of 8, so he's got his whole little, like, troop camp set up at home. I wonder if he played with, like, those plastic army figurines when he was a kid, and now he just has children, and they're, like, real-life equivalent. Monkey Wrench also just lands a cannon that is perfect. Look at this one, too. Both of these guys are throwing perfection, and they have some weight behind them. And no, I'm not calling you too fat. I'm saying your slaps are landing heavy. That's the same face I make when I hit my head off the hoist when I used to be a mechanic.
Oh, and another fantastic slap from Shamokin Thunderclap.
I couldn't have said it any better, and it's honestly making my job very difficult because there's nothing for me to cut apart when you guys are throwing slaps like this. This video is going to end up turning into me just aggressively giving you guys compliments. You can definitely tell that both of these dudes like to be slapped and give slap.
Shamokin Thunderclap, 3rd seed in the tournament.
Yo, JT, you can't say his name and seed in the same sentence. You're gonna get a random fan pregnant. I feel so bad for these guys, because when Shamokin stands in front of you, you think he's either a bookie or he's about to play golf. It's because of that hat. It's his secret tactic. He makes you drop your guard, and then he hits you with a semi-disguised as an arm. Ladies and gentlemen, I came to the conclusion that STC might be part Transformer. His arm may be a robot in disguise. Monkey Wrench just about completed his side quest of knocking the cap off, but maybe next time.
And a lot of people would say that being the shorter person in stature would give you the benefit.
I know personally I've seen enough slap that I would 100% have to agree with that. I've seen enough short guys lay out guys twice their size. Shamokin Thunderclap has one of the best follow-throughs I've ever seen in slap. You can tell that it's a complete controlled slap all the way through because he doesn't wobble or nothing. He stands there solid all the way to the end. It's literally like a golfer. And these two are also such classy fighters. There is nothing but respect between the two of them, and you can totally see that. That was an absolute cannon, and Shamokin took that like a champ. And I have to give credit to Monkey Wrench. His arm literally is like cocking back a gun and then hitting you with a slap because he generates so much speed and force when he releases. It's crazy to me. They both have such a high level of skill when it comes to their slap style. I absolutely love it because I feel these two are very professional level slappers. That was an absolutely massive shot, and Monkey Wrench took that so well. Their composure levels when they get slapped is so high also. Like, if I got hit by any of these slaps, I'd be tossed across the room like a toy. Oh, that was another hammer, but I think there was a slight head movement. It was minor, but it was a small flinch. But it is his first penalty. It's the first penalty of the match, so it's just a warning. It shouldn't affect if it goes to the judges, thankfully. At least on the scoring side of things, because there's no point deduction.
Here we go. Round 6.
That's another absolutely massive shot. And it's perfectly placed again. Look at this. Like, literally, that iron palm technique is a perfect name for his style, because I don't think the camera shows it enough. These shots are massive, and these guys are taking them like they're nothing and literally dancing.
Round 6.
Ooh, judging by that face, I think Shamokin finally felt that slap. But again, Monkey Wrench perfectly placed it, so I bet you did feel it. And I'm gonna give you partial credit to your side quest, because he took the hat off. You didn't knock it off, but he took it off, so that's still a dub.
This is the longest I've ever lasted.
Tim with the quick burn in the background. In case people didn't hear it, he said that's what she said. Shamokin installs his safety cap before the final round. Shamokin's so excited he inadvertently starts twerking, and it is a 100% legal move to twerk for distraction.
His last slap.
The intensity of that final slap had me nervous. Did you guys see that? He literally gave everything he had. What a great battle. Now it's Monkey Wrench's final turn. Monkey Wrench with another perfectly placed, powerful slap. That was a beautiful battle. Thank you to both contestants. You're both true slappers and you're true professionals with great technique, and you showed nothing but respect through this entire war. This was such a great match. I'm so glad Shamokin is back. Monkey Wrench, you're a warrior. Shamokin, you're a warrior. So let's see who wins. Congratulations, Shamokin. Either way, you both won in my book, because that was the definition of a perfect slap match. We have Slap Daddy taking on Okuma 915. Slap Daddy's coming in at a height of 6'3", a weight of 179 pounds from Manson City. Okuma's coming in at a height of 6'1", a weight of 185 pounds from El Paso, Texas. Ooh, I hope you guys are excited, because this is gonna be a good one. But unfortunately, it looks like Okuma has missed weight by 3 pounds, so what that means is he is going to have to forfeit his first slap. So that means John is going to get the first slap of the match. I'm done wasting time. Let's get to the slap. John's chosen right hand on 3, and let's see what he's got for an opener. Well, I mean, that was definitely an opening slap. I'll give him that much. It was not effective at all, but it was a slap. Now it's Okuma's turn, and he's chosen right hand on 3, and John has a look in his eye like he is fucking scared. Ooh, and John goes down, and he's starting to contemplate switching his name from Slap Daddy to Nap Daddy, but he's getting up because he already had stickers made. And a rebranding is a difficult thing to pull off at any point in time in a career. Okuma's disappointed at the missed business opportunity because he could have printed him new stickers that said Nap Daddy. There's always round 2, Okuma, but John has recovered, and now it's his turn to slap a second time. Let's see if he can slap a little bit better than that first round. Nope, that was absolutely worse than the first one. He straight slapped him only in the eye, and he got called for clubbing, so this is just a warning. It's his first one. Okuma's recovered and ready to slap for a second time. He's chosen right hand on 3, and let's see what he's got. Ooh, and Okuma lands a blow that puts John to sleep. He hit him so hard he almost fell over. They're grabbing John a makeshift pillow because they believe he's going to be down there for a minute. As John contemplates name changes like Nap Daddy and Slap Crappy, he is trying to recover and get back to his feet, but I don't think even if he does, the medics are gonna let him continue. Bro has literally been sent to a different dimension. 100% reverted back to factory default settings. They gotta teach him how to walk again. Left, right, John. Left, right. Attaboy, you got it. Congratulations on your victory, Okuma, and thank you both for competing. Introducing first, the Hulk, coming in at 6'1" from Bloomingfield, Missouri at a weight of 272 pounds. and he will be taking on 2 competitors. The first one being the Aloha Samurai, coming in at a height of 6 foot from West Plains, Missouri at a weight of 253 pounds. And if the Hulk is able to defeat him, he will take on the Demon, coming in at a height of 6'2" from Wichita, Kansas, weighing 245 pounds. The Hulk won the coin flip, so he gets to go first. Oh, he lands a massive shot. And this is the first time I've seen an event like this. It's 1 versus 2, so if he defeats the Aloha Samurai right now, he will have to then fight the Demon. So it's a tag team match for the one side. Now it's Aloha Samurai's turn. Oh, it looked like an okay slap, but it didn't do very much. Hulk took that like a beast. It definitely seems like his recovery attribute is through the roof on his skills. I'm very impressed. He's out cold. He's not getting up. Just get him a blanket and a pillow and give him about 6 to 8 hours. It's safe to say he's not recovering. So this round is over. Congratulations to Hulk. Now Demon enters at the bottom of round 2 to continue the match. So in order for the Hulk to win, he has to now knock out the Demon too. Holy shit, he hits a lot harder than the Aloha Samurai. The Hulk might have some work to do. Like, I mean, anytime you want to turn green and get angry at him, now's the time, bro. That was a clean slap, but you flinched a little bit. Did they call it? No? Okay. Well, let's see what Demon has as a response. Oh my god, that was a vicious shot, and he ate it, but you could definitely tell he felt that one. He can't be taking very many of those, or else we will be seeing a sleeping Hulk, but he caught himself a stepping violation. It's his first one. The Hulk is landing some super heavy blows, and look at this. It's just fingertips. He's borderline too clean. And I also want to point out how funny it is how the Demon went super angry to happy. That was an absolute baseball bat, but I'm pretty sure he stepped through that. Yeah, definitely. That's borderline jumping. So they caught him on this one for stepping, and he's going to end up losing a turn because it's not his first one. So once the Hulk recovers, he's going to have 2 shots in a row.
2, 3.
That was another big shot, but Demon took that like a tree stump. Let's see if he can take the second one as well. That was a way better shot with a way better connection. Look at this. But they're calling him for stepping. It's just a warning, but it's still a stepping call. I couldn't see his feet in my camera angle, so I couldn't review it. Sorry. All right, let's see what Demon has. He's been hit twice. He's got to be angry.
Match.
Demon has some heavy slaps, but I think he stepped there. Are they going to call it? I couldn't see his feet again. Okay, they didn't call it, so I'm not 100% sure. It just looked like his right hip had moved a lot.
2, 3.
I definitely think the Hulk is starting to feel the fatigue in his arm. That was another great slap, but it just seems to be losing a little bit of steam behind them. Holy, that was an absolutely massive shot, but he for sure stepped through that. He did get called for it, so that means the Hulk could potentially win, I think, if he can't recover.
And that means if the Hulk cannot continue, this is going to be a no contest.
Okay, so it's a no contest if he can't recover.
Badly, but oh no!
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of it. He can't recover. That is definitely unfortunate.
This one ends with a no contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was supposed to be between Young James and Bubbles, but something happened in the back where Bubbles chipped a tooth, and we're not really going to get into what happened there, okay? We're just going to leave that up to your imagination. But now it's between Frank the Tank and Young James for the heavyweight championship belt. And I have never been more excited for a twist in a slap fight, and I figured this has to come to the channel. It's Frank's return home to SlapFIGHT Championship. We have to watch this. Young James has lost the coin flip, so Frank gets to go first, and let's see what he has after the break now that he's back home. And Frank absolutely delivers a banger, and James took that like a true champ. He just ate it, and now he's ready. Let's see what he's got in return. JT was just saying how he was trying a new technique, but literally almost threw the first air slap. And the worst part is he got himself a clubbing warning from that too. That sucks. Frank and Tim are twins. They even wobble together. Like, who do you even say is copying who? Like, is it Tim copying Tank or Tank copying Tim? I know I'm not the only one. Mini Tamank just laid an explosion upside Young James's head, and he ate that again. Like, Young James seems like he's prepared and mentally ready for this match, even though it's up against a surprise opponent. Tim, wake up, bro. There's a slap fight going on. He just got hit so hard, they're throwing souvenirs. It honestly doesn't seem to bother him at all. He's just wanting to slap. These two are literally not waiting in between slaps. Man, Young James is starting to feel him. You can tell he's like delayed after he gets hit for a second. It's registering. But he's definitely showing championship composure right now, in my opinion. Especially when you're going up against the legend that is Mini Tamank. Man, that was huge, and I think Tank felt that one, but he, again, just, it doesn't face him the same way as other fighters. Like, that was a massive shot. I'd be on my ass if I got hit by that. Bro just got a penalty for having too large of hands.
Just having too large of hands?
That's absolutely hilarious. You can't change that. Okay, Frank just landed an absolutely perfect shot. Now all of a sudden, it's Young James praying real quick for the strength to continue. Oh, we're good. We can go back to slapping. These two dudes put the G in gnome. Couple of thugged out gnomes over here. You know they walk around going, you gnome, I'm thugging. You gnome, I mean no disrespect, bros. Alright, I'll stop. Oh man, Young James is out on his feet, it looks like. That was an absolute hammer upside the head. I felt that in my chair, so I could not imagine being him. Like, bro, take your time. This may be the end. So in a twist, Frank's heel moved, so he got a stepping warning. So now Young James has the option where he can take a knee and get a no contest, or he can continue with the battle. So it's up to him.
He can take a knee and accept a no contest, or he's got plenty of time to recover here and step back to the barrel.
Young James straight has some heart, because as JT saying step to the barrel, Young James steps up to the barrel and he's going to continue. What a true champion. He was really rattled, so it will be interesting to see how well he's going to be able to slap after being so kind of fucked up.
Look at the size of his hand. It looks like a foot.
JT's not wrong with that one. Oh, you can tell Young James is feeling that last one. That didn't have the oomph behind it, and it was a club. But like the true champion he is, he called out his own penalty, and he still mustered up the heart to still throw that last swing, when you could tell he was rattled still. Now it's Frank's turn, and I don't know how many more of these Young James can take. That was absolutely massive. This might be it. Young James is wobbling. It's taking two people to hold him up. He's so confused, he's asking for a license plate of the vehicle that just hit him. He's also wondering if tanks even have license plates. Do they need to be registered? It looks like, however, Young James is probably not going to be able to continue, which means that makes Frank the Tamank the new heavyweight championship and back home with the belt where it belongs. Congratulations, Frank, on winning the belt. That was an awesome fight. And congratulations, Young James, because you didn't disappoint either, bro. That was a battle. Thank you both, and thank you everyone at SFC for putting this on.
So we are here with Mallet. We're not sure what happened with Scrappy Doo. I do know that he was here. I do know that he weighed in. We know that he actually saw the doctor. He got cleared. There was actually a report we're trying to confirm with multiple sources that someone saw him driving away. Man, I don't know. Whatever you got next in your life, good luck, because I don't think it's going to be part of this.
You said that perfectly. In this matchup, we have D-Flan going up against SlapZaddy, and these two are competitors in the Challenger Series, and this is a sneak preview of Series 2. It's actually really cool because they have a whole new dynamic they get a group of people together, and then you get to call out somebody in the group that you want to fight. And in this match, D-Flan called out SlapZaddy, and he accepted. And I love that little twist, because if you got beef with somebody, you can call them out and settle that shit at the barrel. SlapZaddy got to pick the coin toss, and he picked tails, and it was heads. So D-Flan's gonna get to go first.
In the corner of D-Flan, Okuma 915, and of course in the corner of Zaddy, Slim Reaper.
Ooh, that means Okuma 915 is a coach and Slim Reaper is a coach, which means they're gonna be facing each other, maybe at the end of this series. Damn! Damn, D-Flan, I didn't expect that, bro. You made this man just bow out of respect before he took a nap. And I was talking about this in the comments. I need a mattress sponsor or a pillow sponsor, because right now would be a perfect plug. It looks like that's it. So good call out on D-Flan, and thanks Slap Zaddy for competing, and congratulations on your win, D-Flan. I look forward to seeing where you go in the future. This match is for the People's Championship. We have Rocky taking on none other than Frank the Tank. Rocky's coming in at 6'1", 238 pounds from Harrison, Arizona, 3 3/4 inch hand width and a 70-inch wingspan. Frank's coming in at 5'10", 260 pounds from Fulton, Missouri, a hand width of 4 inches and a wingspan of 69 1/4 inches. And shout out that 69. Rocky won the coin flip and he gets to go first. That was a beautiful first slap, but it didn't seem to do much to Tank. I mean, I didn't expect Tank to fall down on the first one. It's gonna take a couple. But alright, let's see what Tank has as a response. Ooh, that was an okay one, but it was a little bit high. And Frank's hand moves so fast even the slow-mo can't keep up. I have a feeling this is going to be a long match. Ooh, that was another solid slap, and Rocky's form is solid. He doesn't swing back very far, but it's super controlled. Alright, now Frank has made room for Cotton. It is now his second shot. I can't even lie, Rocky is making these shots look like they're nothing. Like, we know these shots are heavy, and he's literally already back up to the barrel ready to go.
2, 3.
And he lands another monster clean shot. And Frank gave him a little bit of stink eye, and then smiles and steps right back up. I think this is going to be one of those matches that comes down to clean and solid shots.
Round 3.
Just like that one right there. That was perfect. Rocky literally chin checks Tank before his shot.
2, 3.
I can see why. He lined that up perfect. It's a battle of the beards going on right now. Like, in all honesty, why don't we see more of that? Like, why don't we see people checking the chins inside of the beards? There would probably be a lot less fouls with bearded barbarians. Holy shit, Tank, where did that come from? That was your best swing of the night. But Rocky's chin is crazy. Like, you can really tell that these two love to slap fight. Like, they just enjoy it.
Technique.
Again, Frank just eats that like nothing, but look at this. Rocky's taking more time after. I think the slap before is getting to him a little bit. Rocky's literally like out here trying to come up with every excuse possible. Like, hey bro, my socks are untied, just give me a second. I mean, in all honesty, he's taking the shots like a champ, so he's just utilizing what he's allowed to use. But Frank just wants to slap.
2, 3.
Damn, another massive shot from Tank, and it's like he just woke up. Like, in the beginning, it didn't seem like he was hitting super hard, and now he's starting to just smoke these shots.
All right, we're halfway through the match and not a penalty yet.
That stat that JT just shouted out just goes to show the caliber of slap fighters we're looking at. They have great skills, great chins, and great slaps. And Rocky has one of the best time utilizations in the game. This dude gets 59.999999 infinity. It's like pi when he gets a break. And that is probably the only time I will have a math joke. I am not that smart.
2, 3.
That's another absolutely devastating blow. Like, I don't even know what to say. Tank is just eating it. Rocky's asking if it's alright if he just runs to get his hair done real quick because he has an appointment, and if he doesn't get it, they're going to cancel him and they're not going to allow him to book another one. Rocky says, fine, fuck it. He'll find another barber.
2, 3.
Oh, and Frank lands a shot that might knock the hair off of your head, Rocky. Technically, I think that's a knockdown because the ref caught him. Oh, and he just kneeled. Yeah, that's a knockdown for sure. Is it over?
That's definitely going to be a knockdown by Frank the Tank.
If you sit down there any longer, people are going to start playing Duck, Duck, Goose and forming a circle around you, brother. But I mean, you are allowed to take every second that you're allowed. Now let's see what you have. Tank's been ready. Beard grew a 1/4 of an inch waiting for you.
3.
Well, that was a definite club. And the worst part about it is now you're even farther behind on the scorecard, in my opinion, because Frank was winning this. Now Frank is literally going to have to, like, punch you in the face, or you're going to have to knock him out in order for you to get the dub here, brother.
2.
Oh, and he...
Oh, and Frank lands another massive clean shot. Slapped him so hard, Rocky's practicing music. I think that last slap from Frank woke Rocky up because he didn't take all the time he could have in order to recover. He got up to the barrel, and now he's kind of sitting here simmering a little bit.
3.
Oh, but that time it was worth the wait. That was a beautiful slap from Rocky. Frank even looks like he felt that one. Rocky's out here trying to see if the ref wants to step in to be a substitute. The ref doesn't even want to look at him. And then he asks Slim Reaper if he wants to, and Slim says, we can't do that. There isn't substitute slappers. So Rocky says, fuck it. All right, let's go.
3.
I don't know what else to say. Frank is just totally consistent. We asked Rocky what his thoughts were, and all he had to say was, now it's time for Rocky's final shot. Is he gonna knock Frank out for the People's Championship?
3.
It was a beautiful slap, just it is not enough, unfortunately. Frank's final shot, and it's really just a formality. I think Rocky has already won this no matter what. He just has to hope that he doesn't get knocked out, because I don't see him winning in the judges' scorecards at all. It has been an absolute war between two massive dudes, and I just mean like massive in the sport, massive in stature, and you both have massive slaps. Two great representations for the sport to be coaches. Great choices in my opinion.
Here's the windup.
2, 3.
Oh, and Frank again. I'm like a broken record today. He just keeps landing these perfect shots, man. And this one split Rocky open a little bit. It was a great match, and I want to also thank everybody for watching. I am beyond tired. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, and I got take 2 done. So at least there's something for you all. But let's see what the judges have to say.
Still.
Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Rocky. And thanks, SFC. In this matchup, we have
That's me. Don't tell anyone I told you this. My name is
Black Larry taking on Concrete Finisher. Black Larry called out Concrete Finisher in the Challenger Series. Pretty much out of like 2,500 people that applied, there's 12 that they brought in, and they're all competing to try to get a contract. And the way this works is you can call out someone that you want, and they have an opportunity to accept or deny the call out. And if they deny the call out, then they sacrifice a slap in their next round. But if you call somebody out and you win, you get to continue on and hopefully get a contract. Normal rules apply like always. No clubbing, no stepping, and no flinching. So if you like this and you want to see more of the Challenger Series, then go check it out over on SlapFIGHT Championship, because they had all kinds of matches and just dropped the entire first season. Or series, I should say. But this specific match I had to bring to the channel because I swear it's an Easter egg for My Name is Earl. You can't have a dude named Black Larry and a guy named Concrete Finisher in a slap fight and tell me that's not a part of that show.
Round 1, here's your windup from Black Larry.
I did not fucking expect that. Did you hear that? Listen to this. Bro just got hit so hard he switched to This Is a Weekend at Bernie's, and now he's playing a main character. Rocky's gonna have to carry this fool around just to save face on the camera. Crabman gets down on one knee and starts asking for forgiveness.
weed animal.
forgive my sin.
The concrete finisher has accepted the apology, and he's going to try to retaliate with a fantastic slap of his own.
Wind up from concrete finisher. Oh!
Holy shit! This dude just threw a bomb too! Listen to this one! But unfortunately, it looks like he clubbed. It's just a warning, but still, the sound of that slap. Black Larry took that slap very well. He has a solid chin and a crazy good slap, I cannot lie. I'm honestly surprised with both. I didn't think his slap was going to be anywhere near what it was on that first one. And Concrete, I gotta give you credit too. Your slap surprised me too. Even though it was a club, still a good slap.
2, 3.
Holy shit, Buddy just got hit so hard, I bet you he's gonna start talking like Harry at the end of the Sidemen video.
Where did you pull the concrete from?
But for real though, Black Larry has one hell of a slap. Listen to this one too. This match is actually a really good one. I'm surprised Concrete didn't fall down again after that one, because that was another clean slap, and it was a powerful one. And Larry has this kind of a different type of a slap. He watches it coming back and he goes really slow, and then his follow through is just straight acceleration. It seems to be a really good combination for him to produce some powerful, accurate slaps. Plus he has a great chin.
Oh my goodness, big swing.
Well, a great chin doesn't matter if he hits you in the fro. Like my guy, if he didn't have all the hair he did on his head, you would have had an air slap. But instead, it's a hair slap. And if I know anything from where I grew up, you don't fuck with a man's fro. I think bro forgot to pay his hydro bill because he just got turned off. And your plumbing's leaking. It's a bad day around the concrete finisher household today. And might I say, that was another fantastic slap. But it looks like that's going to be the end of it. So Black Larry gets a contract, and I'm excited to see him in the future. In this matchup, we have White Simba taking on Stone Cold Steve. Wait a minute, that's Wolverine without a beard. He looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin's brother. Anyway, White Simba's coming in at 6'5", 209 pounds from Utah. Stone Cold Ron Wolverine's coming in at 6'2", 216 pounds from Mountain Home, Arkansas. That got me thinking. Next time Wolverine shaves his beard at an SFC event, he better come out with 2 beers in his hand, smash them both together, and chug them back. Or else I'll be very disappointed.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
Part of me kind of expected it this time, but oh well. We can't get everything we want. All I know is this was a perfect example for all of you in the comment section that sits there and says that Wolverine's beard impacts his slap. A lot of you say that beards should be banned, and I have to disagree. I feel like growing a beard is one of the few defensive practices you can do, and White Simba made 4 diss tracks about Wolverine. Go check them out if you want on his channel. Here's what Wolverine thinks of them.
No, I don't rap or like rap.
A very honest opinion. That was an absolute hammer, and it was beautifully placed, but Wolverine was unaffected, so right there, perfect point proven. He is more than just a beard. I honestly think it took more time for that slow-mo than he actually took in between the slap. He threw so much behind that slap he almost fell over. It definitely had nothing to do with this flinch. Simba almost jumps out the way, he's so scared. We all get it, you're going up against Wolverine, but you made 4 diss tracks about this man, and then you bitch out on the first slap? We caught up with Wolverine and had his thoughts on the whole matter.
Clinching round 1 really kind of pissed me off.
I'm actually a little scared for White Simba now because Wolverine is standing literally stone cold. No joke or meme this time. And I'm really not sure how good of a life decision it is to piss off a guy like Wolverine. Don't get me wrong, these slaps are absolute cannons, but bro, you talk so much shit and you're not even phasing Wolverine at all. But you have one of the most unique swings ever. But I think you are taking longer to recover from the shots you give than Wolverine is taking from receiving the shots you're giving. That wasn't a slap. That was a fucking shotgun to the chin. I swear. Wolverine has a shotgun surgically implanted in his palm, and every time he slaps, it's like a small explosion when he connects with your chin. Bro's over here acting like he's drunk after a night at the club. Holy shit. Slap this man so hard he's gonna drop a complimentary track after this. Literally, bro just had the sense smacked out of him. Went to go look for it, but he couldn't find it, so he's just gonna continue to slap. I think it was right around this time that he started thinking to himself,
oh fuck, like this is some serious shit.
Bro's looking like a brand new amnesia patient.
I don't remember anything. I don't know who that was. That wasn't me.
It's okay, bro. We all forget sometimes. As long as you can remember, it's your turn to slap. Oh, and he landed a massive shot. It was just also a massive club because you're massively dizzy. Probably as dizzy as I was trying to listen to these lyrics.
Wolverine, we're like smithereens. I'm gonna put you in a blender. I'm gonna fender. I'm gonna bend you over. Take your belt off and smelt you. Turn you to a loaf of bread. Make you dead, bitch.
Well, that didn't age well. And may I ask, what bread do you smelt?
Don't blink.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. He's sleeping right now. Even if he gets up, he's not even gonna know where he is. Right now, he's probably regretting making those diss tracks, and he's probably thinking that maybe he should have tried to be a stunt double for Johnny Depp through The Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, I'm still convinced he's not human. But regardless, I severely underestimated the power of this individual.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one. And if anyone's wondering, FPS stands for Forever Purse Snatching. He has a history on the streets. I'm totally joking. It stands for Frothy Pumpkin Spice because that's his favorite type of latte at Starbucks. I could be totally lying though, and I could have listened to JT on what he said it stood for, but I'm just making it up on my own, and it's a lot more fun when I do it this way. But Flicking Puss Splits is going first. He won the coin flip. So let's see what he's got. Ooh, and that was a good slap. Concrete took that like it was nothing. He does, however, quick grab his head to stop the brain rattling, but now he seems to be okay and he's ready to slap. If we know anything about Concrete, FPS is probably about to feel a powerful slap. Ooh, and frequently profusely sweating took that like a champ. Concrete seemed to put a lot of effort into that slap, and it didn't do very much. Fast-paced second is not wasting any time at all here, and he's ready to give Concrete his second slap.
Good rigidity.
Ooh, and it looks like that one might have caught Concrete in the eye. So Flipping Pickle softly gets a little bit of a warning here. The ref quick grabs his hand and asks, does my beard feel like furry puffy slippers? FPS says, you know what, it actually does. He's not sure what it has to do with the slap fight, but it's Concrete Finisher's second slap. It does look like he has a little bit of swelling under his left eye after that last slap. But it's not bothering him, it doesn't seem. Ooh, and Concrete landed another great slap, but Fancy Pantsuits doesn't look like it affected him very much, and he's eager to slap. He's really not wasting much time at all, and I really enjoy when they don't waste any time. Ooh, and that was pretty much a fucking perfect slap. Dude's out here trying to perform facial plastic surgery. And okay, I can hear everybody by this point. For Pete's sake, fucking please stop. And I get it, I will. But only for a person's sanity in the audience. Concrete's a little annoyed the hat's not straight, so he fixed it. Ooh, that was another great slap. They can't be going back and forth like this all night long. These are actually powerful slaps. They are just taking them very well, and they are wasting no time at all.
Placement winding up.
Ooh, and that one buckles Concrete's knees. And FPS looks a little upset he didn't fall down. But Concrete just ate through the pain and he's recovered and he's ready to go. He's showing a pretty good sized little golf ball underneath that left eye though. It'll be interesting to see how that affects him in the future. Ooh, FPS is rocked. Concrete delivered a massive blow of his own and said, you want to rock me? I'm going to rock you right back. No diddy. FPS quick goes back to his warm-up routine because he needs to reset after that one. That was an absolutely beautiful slap. Listen to it again. These guys are going to war. They are throwing everything at each other. This is a great matchup. And my God, Concrete Finisher's eye is looking absolutely horrible. Ooh, that was a good slap, but it wasn't the best one of the match. But with that goose egg under his eye, I bet you that made it hurt a lot worse than it would have normally. Because you can see Concrete is starting to take longer breaks in between each slap, so the pace of the match is slowing down. Which is understandable because that golf ball is now turned into a tennis ball, people. Soon it's going to be a softball. I don't even think he can see out of that eye. Ooh, well, it could see well enough to deliver a decent slap, but FPS is unfazed by it. I could believe that Concrete doesn't want to be himself right now, because just taking a slap in that lightly would probably hurt like crazy. Holy shit, did his eye just explode? What did we just witness here? And Wesley wastes no time taking his shirt off. This man's eyeball just exploded over the whole crowd. First, I really hope Concrete's alright. Second, I'm pretty sure that's the end of the match. And third, I need to see this again. I mean, it's not like we didn't see this coming, but man, that is absolutely crazy. And look at Wesley's shirt. Bro's got human eyeball juice on his shirt. He handled it pretty well, though. Still, though, I have seen a lot of slap, and I've never seen an eyeball explode. That is insane, people. I really hope Concrete Finisher's okay, and congratulations, FPS, on your victory. And just so everyone knows, it stands for first-person shooter. But there's one thing for sure, he doesn't have f***ing pussy slaps. And I know his eye didn't explode, it's the swelling underneath it. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, coming in at a height of 6'2", 404 pounds from Fresno, California. He has a hand width of 4 3/4 inches, and wingspan is so big they cannot measure it. Because when this man was in the create a character settings, he put the shoulders all the way up, totally disregarding any towards legs. Because let's not lie, bro looks like an inverted triangle out here. He is a professional arm wrestler, and his name is Grizzly. God damn, that sounded like Tony the Tiger. Due to recent Bigfoot sightings, they keep his opponent in the back due to his abnormal size. With a height of 6'8", a weight of 398 pounds, and a hand width that is unable to be measured, it is easy to mistake him for a real-life Bigfoot when he is simply just shopping. Wingspan of 80 inches is only mirrored by the legendary dragons. It's the 5-time world champion Tim Sylvia the Maniac. Man, I don't even know where to go from here. That was the most effort I've ever put into an introduction between two fighters before. You know what? Fuck it. I'm taking a nap.
5 hours later.
Much better, other than he looks angry at me. You'd think he'd be a little bit happier winning the coin flip up against a guy like Tim Sylvia. You get to hit him first, bud. Smile. And also swing with everything you possibly have inside of you. Well, your upper body, not your lower half. Man, he just hit him with a fucking truck, and Tim goes down, ladies and I can't even speak. He hit him so hard it fucked up my speech. I truly did not expect that. Let's also just throw a quick shout out to KB in the back over there catching Tim on the fall. Unfortunately, it looks like Grizzly stepped, but that's also because he's unproportionately all upper body. There may have to be a balance exception to the rule in this specific fight, but in the meantime, Tim has totally recovered. He's also straightened his hat and he does not seem to be too bothered by it. He just asked Frank when the tennis match starts, so we are going to assume Tim is okay. Grizzly quick demonstrates his at-home training techniques before Tim gets his chance to hit him, and judging by the fact Tim turned his hat backwards, we know shit just got real. I don't think there's ever been a man in history that has slapped an actual Bigfoot and lived to tell the tale, and I don't think today Grizzly is going to be the first. And Tim lands a hammer, but Grizzly eats that like he's Yogi Bear eating a picnic basket in the middle of the woods. But Tim stepped, so that's a warning for both of them. On a for real level though, it must be difficult to stay planted being that big of a person when you're throwing all of that mass in a certain direction. But these boys are not waiting at all, and they are already ready to dish out and take another slap. Oh my goodness, Tim just ate another Freightliner across the chin. Someone needs to seriously check Grizzly's right hand because I believe it has an emblem that does say, in fact, Freightliner. Grizzly is trying to prove that even Tim Sylvia, with one of the greatest beards to ever grace Slap, it's irrelevant as a slap defense. But after further review, Grizzly stepped in his last swing, so now Tim will have 2 shots in a row. I think everyone should allow Tim to get 1 quick leg kick. It's only going to be a warning. It's not a violation the first time. Grizzly absolutely ate that like it was fucking nothing. But Tim stepped, so that forfeits a shot, so now it's pretty much a wash on Grizzly's last penalty. It's actually a shame because the placement of that shot was perfect other than the step. I feel like Grizzly seriously got lucky there because he got away with taking or not taking 2 shots from Tim. Let's see if Grizzly can keep his feet planted. Oh, and that one rattles Tim, but he doesn't go down again. He maintains, but that's a stepping penalty. It seems like he's having a lot of issue keeping his balance. I asked an expert his thoughts. His mama said that it's because Grizzly's metabolism only allows the nutrients to go to the top half. I feel I need to tell all of you that the credibility of the previous expert is still in question. I don't know how credible they are at all, or his mama. I've never met her, but I agree with her thoughts on candy corn. But Tim gets 2 slaps because of the penalty. Ooh, Tim is throwing hammers that are perfectly placed. This is the first time we've seen any kind of discomfort out of Grizzly. It's going to be interesting how this next slap is going to affect him not having the extra break. They are literally wasting no time at all. Ooh, that did not look like a very clean slap.
I don't think they're going to call that clubbing just because the shoulders were up a little bit high.
Funny thing is, this is a low club, even with the shoulders being high. And that's crazy to me because that means Tim's out here flying his slap like it's an airplane zooming in to hit the chin. They did not call a club, and Grizzly looks a little upset about it, but now it's his turn to take out his frustrations with a beautiful slap. No stepping, bud, please.
Here we go.
He literally just pissed Tim off. You could tell when he got hit. Look at this. Was smiling, got hit, and not anymore. But due to Grizzly having a Matrix moment, he got another stepping penalty, man. So again, he's gonna have to take 2 shots from Tim. All jokes aside, Grizzly is a fucking monster. He takes a massive blow from Tim, literally does a twirl, and then comes back and takes another one. I'm just gonna play this in real time.
And a clean slap from the Maniac.
Literally eats it like it's nothing. Turns around and says, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" He's over here acting like he's Oliver Twist and he's fucking hungry for a bowl full of slaps. That was literally no editing. Dude is a fucking beast. I don't know what else to say. Like, bro's face is becoming so red. If it was a tomato, I would say it was ripe. But that's not a tomato. That's a man's face. So I think you should get that checked out. Oh my god, the door to the Shadow Realm just opened a little bit to the point where Tim is confused and he doesn't know if he wants his hat forward or if he wants his hat backwards. Stay tuned for the next episode to find out what he decides. Just kidding, he picked backwards. I think I just came up with a theory on why his cheek is so red. It's got to be the hardening process because his cheek is made of steel and the friction from Tim's hand hitting it is causing the molecules to warm up and align very close together, hardening it in the process, making him more resilient to slaps after each slap. And I only know how the hardening process works because I was stoned at 3 a.m. and watched Adam Savage's YouTube channel. I really am not that smart. Ooh, but the sledgehammer of Tim Sylvia gets through a little bit. Grizzly felt that one. I am honestly beyond surprised at the way Grizzly is handling everything about this match. Other than the fact that he has a bunch of stepping penalties, the fact he's taking these shots as well as he is, that deserves respect. And that's another massive blow, and he almost falls backwards. He's trying so hard not to step. He's stepping backwards. I feel so bad for him. He's trying his little legs off, but God just did not give him the ability to have proper legs for stability. Fucking genetics.
Grizzly is a competitor that is seemingly built to be a champion slapper.
You took the words right out of my mouth, except for I feel like might want to invest a little bit more of the percentage of the body proportion to the legs. Like instead of like a 90-10 split, maybe do like a 75-25. But all jokes aside, I mean no offense by any of my jokes, because if I ever see you, you're like 2.5 of me, brother. I have nothing but respect for every single person that is willing to step up to the barrel, podium, or bucket or whatever it is and slap each other in the face and take slaps. That was an absolute cannon, and again he just eats it and just gets angry. I don't understand how you can just take this. You've earned the respect of Bigfoot. You should feel proud. Grizzly gets one final opportunity because with all the penalties, we all know he's not going to win this if this goes to a decision. He just threw everything he had and Tim ate it, but let me tell you, definitely felt this one. Looks absolutely discombobulated after that shot and severely pissed off. But Tim is still standing, and I am feeling very afraid for Grizzly right now. Trust me, I make bad decisions in life. You can look back at my exes, but slapping and pissing off Tim Sylvia is probably the worst thing I could think of doing. Now it's Tim's final slap, so let's see if he has enough to knock you out. Oh, he lands a clean final blow, but again, Grizzly's face is just made out of something different. You might want to go and see someone like Bill 9 and study that because it's indestructible. 2 penalties coming in as a big factor. We know Tim, the maniac, Sylvia, has won. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Grizzly. And I don't care who you are. This was a banger match. Introducing the first legend in this match, it's Runt. He's coming in at a height of 5'6", a weight of 177 pounds from Kodiak, Tennessee, and a hand width of 3.5 inches. He's taking on an absolute fucking legend at SlapFIGHT Championship, the Bayou Bastard. He's coming in at a height of 5'10", a weight of 199 pounds from Terrytown, Pennsylvania, and a hand width of 3 3/4 inches. Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen, do not blink or you will miss probably about half of this fight. This is literally the first ever SlapFIGHT speedrun with an unbelievable ending. So I don't even know what to say. Let's just get into this. Runt won the coin flip and he chose to go right hand on 3.
Here we go, round 1.
Runt lands an absolute hammer for an opening shot. Look at this. Ricky hasn't even let his cheeks settle and he's already ready to go.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, and Ricky delivers an absolutely beautiful, powerful slap. Both of these guys aren't messing around or waiting at all.
1, 2, 3.
Runt returns fire with a picture-perfect slap. I don't know if JT's almost over on the rental of the warehouse, but it seems like these two want the first ever SlapFIGHT speedrun bonus. I don't even believe that was a slap. That one sounded like a baseball bat. Listen to this. And something I just noticed in editing, look at Runt's face. He gets hit and literally just eats it like it's nothing. Ricky absolutely eats that one like it was Thanksgiving dinner, calling Runt for speeding because that was not stepping. But tell me down below what you think. Ooh, and Ricky almost throws an air slap. And it looks like they're calling him for clubbing, but I feel like that requires actually making connection. Ricky's out here as a pioneer. He was almost the first person to club in the chest. Again, another beautiful slap. They are just going back to back without waiting. These two are monsters. Damn, Ricky landed another beautiful shot, and Runt again is pretty much unfazed. Wasting no time at all, Runt is ready to go for another slap.
Each has over 70 rounds of experience.
Oh, and Runt returns a picture-perfect blow again. These two clapping cheeks so fast it's starting to remind me when I clap cheeks with my chick. And that's only because they're both just two people trying to compete to see who can finish first. The Bayou Bastard just landed a blow that almost knocked the man bun off the back of Runt's head. But Runt is absolutely pissed off and he's going to show him how to actually knock a man bun off. And he literally almost did. The pace that these two are keeping actually has me tired watching them. Ooh, it looks like Ricky might have jammed up his elbow on that one.
Okay, just a warning for clubbing here. That's 2 warnings for Ricky, 1 warning for Runt.
It looks like they're giving Ricky a warning for clubbing, and yes, Ricky, you should keep the clubbing to the night after the match. I think they're just starting to call violations so that the production crew can keep up. This is a clip of inside the studio right now. Damn, with shots like that, these two are going to have to start taking into consideration hand fatigue. It's only a factor in a speed run when you do 20 slaps in 3 minutes. I don't know what else to say. That was a beautiful slap. Both of these men only seem to be getting tougher with every slap that they take. And this pace does not seem to be letting up. That was a cannon from Runt. Again, it is on the button. I'm starting to notice a little bit of swelling on Ricky's cheek. Although it is close to winter time, so they could just be nuts he's storing for hibernation.
Ricky right back in the pocket, round 8.
Damn, and Runt's face absorbs that slap better than memory foam absorbs ass imprints.
This is the battle of the man buns.
Another great slap, and JT, if that's the case, then I believe Runt is winning. Ricky's bun is beginning to be a borderline ponytail.
Ricky mixing up his techniques here.
Ricky switches it up from a baseball bat and tries to throw a hammer this time, but it still unphases memory foam Runt. But now it's the final round of the brutal bun battle of Thanksgiving of 2023. That was another absolute cannon. Listen to this one. But again, Ricky just eats it up and he's ready to go. Oh, and that was an absolutely perfect final slap. I can't believe what we just witnessed, people. This was a fucking legendary battle. If you did not enjoy this battle, you are not a true slap fan. This was the first true slap speed run. I am so glad I am not a judge. I could not decide. They both win.
One more round, guys.
Wait a minute, we can do that? All you slap savages out there, we're going into extra innings.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god, oh shit, what just happened? Look at his mouth. Oh my god, his face exploded. Ladies and gentlemen, his face exploded, but he doesn't care. He's ready to still get in his overtime slap. Let the man slap before he bleeds out. Oh my god, that looks absolutely brutal. But for real, I'm believing Cruz stepping in to make sure he's okay. But something has definitely happened. He holds up 2 fingers to indicate that it was 2 teeth that went missing. That man's face exploded. You are a fucking warrior, Ricky. Ooh. Oh, damn. Damn, that's bad. That's bad, bro. That was an absolutely explosive ending to the craziest slap fight I've seen without a KO. Like, literally, if you guys enjoyed this match, go over to SlapFIGHT Championship, their YouTube page, and look at SlapFIGHT Frenzy and see for yourself the full uncut and raw version of this. But this has got to be the bloodiest slap fight I've seen at SlapFIGHT Championship. No matter what, the blood aside, this is still going down as a legendary battle, no matter how you look at this. Congratulations, Runt, on winning the belt, and congratulations, Ricky, on being a part of that. Thank you both, and thank you everybody at SlapFIGHT. I hope you heal up fast, and I can't wait to see you again, Ricky, and I can't wait to see Runt again. I loved this match. In our first match, we have a man so big he can't fit in a camera lens, and his name is Leviathan. He's coming in through the garage door at a height of 6'7", a weight of 500 pounds, a hand width of 4 5/8 inches. He's so big that could possibly be feet, and his wingspan is an improper fraction, and I hate math. He's decided to take on someone that weighs less than his last meal, and that is Frank the Tank. Frank's coming in at a height of 5'10", a weight of 276 pounds, a hand width of 4 inches, and a wingspan of 69 1/4 inches. Shout out that 69 though. Not only is Leviathan twice the size of Tank, he is also a foot taller. I've seen some mismatches, but this gives me a flashback to that dumpling versus that little skinny tattooed dude. But this time, it's a not-so-skinny tattooed dude up against an even bigger dude than Dumpling. And I'm nervous for the floor. I hope you hired a professional contractor when you built the stage, because if Leviathan falls, he's going to test that shit. But Leviathan has won the coin flip, and he's chosen to go left hand on 3. Enough waiting. Let's hope Frank has a good chiropractor after this one. My god, he hit him like a wrecking ball, slow but powerful, and Tank absolutely ate that. I think I'm more affected. My neck cracked when I saw that. Leviathan gives a quick shout out to the towel god, but now it's Tank's turn. He's chosen to go right hand on 3, and Leviathan looks very nervous right now. Ooh, and Frank knocks Leviathan down. I feel so bad for the catchmen because they did not have enough people back there. Frank quick takes a second to enjoy the time that he's taller than Leviathan, but it looks like Leviathan is having an I have fallen and can't get up moment. He does not have his life alert necklace with him today. Looks like they're gonna call it. That's it, folks. Listen to that again.
3.
Congratulations, Tank, on your victory, and thanks, Leviathan, for competing. And Tank's such a good guy, he'll knock you down and then come and help you back up again. Introducing first, making a return to the channel, we have Raven. Raven's coming in at a height of 5'11", a weight of 153 pounds, a hand width of 3 3/4 inches, and a wingspan of 6 foot 3 3/4 inches. He's taking on none other than SFC's very own cowboy, the Outlaw. Hopping fresh off his horse at a height of 5'9", a weight of 150 pounds, a hand width of 3.5 inches, and his wingspan is 69. Shout out that 69 though. These two guys have a history. They've done grappling challenges, tire wrestling challenges, and all kinds of stuff up against each other, and now they finally are meeting at the barrel. So I'm super excited. Raven has won the coin flip and he's elected to go right hand on 3. Let's see what Raven has. Oh, an Outlaw goes down. Raven has put him to sleep. The medic quick jumps in to take the pocket change. To check to make sure he's okay. The medic asks Outlaw how many fingers is he holding up, and Outlaw says 1. And the medic says, joke's on you, that's not a finger. But he's right about it being 1, so they're gonna allow him to continue. Let's just appreciate Outlaw's background in MMA, so he's able to hold his head still while the barber gets that line that straight, because that line is accurate. If I don't have a ruler and I need a straight line, I know who I'm calling. But now it's Outlaw's turn and he has chosen to go right hand on 3. So let's see what he's got. He does absolutely nothing. It was a slap though, so we'll give him that much. Raven is unbelievably already recovered from that slap and he's ready to go. He's chosen right hand on 3 again. Holy crap, did you hear the sound of that slap? Outlaw just got hit so hard his shorts are trying to hide. The way his knee bends towards the heel of his foot tells me he's going to be fine. It's all part of Outlaw's recovery strategy. You get 60 seconds here. No one says you can't nap for 59 of them. Outlaw quick forces his shorts out of hiding because the refs were about to give him a penalty for excessive leg showing. He gets a couple quick practice slaps in and he's ready to go. He's chosen right hand on 3 again, so let's see if his slap is a little bit better. Ooh, and he lands a good slap that time, but Raven was unaffected by it. But it did have a good sound to it though, listen. It halfway looked like it was in slow motion, but he's taken 2 naps, so I can understand that. I know me, I need my coffee when I wake up before I can do anything. Raven's recovered and he's ready for his 3rd slap. Let's see if he can go 3 for 3 for slap naps with Outlaw. Ooh, and Outlaw's wobbled and falls down. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a TKO. No matter what, that's the end of the match. And listen to that again. Such a beautiful slap, and Raven swings so far back, I bet you all the women love him, because he can probably reach everything on all of the top shelves. Congratulations, Raven, on your victory, and thank you, Outlaw, for competing. Thank you, SlapFIGHT, for putting on this event. Introducing first in our massive man match is UFC legend Tim Sylvia, coming in at 6'8", 365 pounds, with a hand width of 9.75 inches and a wingspan of 80 inches. He's taking on SlapFIGHT super heavyweight champion Neanderthal. Neanderthal's coming in at 6'8", 311 pounds, a 10-inch hand width, and a 78-inch wingspan. Tim smelt a fart in the air, but he's ready to go. And I know absolutely every single one of SlapFIGHT Championships fans are excited for this match. We've wanted to see these two go head-to-head ever since Tim entered SlapFIGHT. And we don't have to wait any longer. It's finally here, tonight, right now. So let's not wait any longer and let's get straight to the slap fight. Tim has won the coin flip and he's going first, and I am scared for Neanderthal. Truly, I'm nervous for the Catchmen. They're the real heroes in this match. Ooh, and Tim lands an absolutely massive blow and Neanderthal goes down. Neanderthal's wondering where the taste went out of his mouth, and Tim has literally, in fact, slapped the taste out of Neanderthal's mouth. He asked Frank if he saw where it went, and Frank has informed him it does not work like that. And of course Tim can't bring just a regular water bottle, he's gotta bring a gallon. Tim's just gotta show off. Look, Neanderthal uses a regular water bottle. I think he should lose a point for unnecessary display of size dominance. Neanderthal looks pissed about it, but it could have been the slap he took in the face too. But good job, bro, for getting up. Holy shit. But now it's Neanderthal's turn to slap, and let's see what he's got up against Tim. Tim's going with the turtle defense. He definitely looks turtly enough for the Turtle Club. Master of Disguise would be proud of you. But it's Neanderthal's slap, so let's see what he's got. Man, I can't even lie. That was not a very good slap. That's definitely not like Neanderthal. I think the nerves are getting to him a little bit, plus that slap in the face probably didn't help at all. And it looked like Tim's turtle defense did definitely work. He's wasting no time at all, and he's ready for his second slap. Come on, Neanderthal, you got this, brother. Summon your inner tree stump. Ooh, and Tim lands another massive blow, and Neanderthal looks like he is out for the count. He looks like me the morning after if I went drinking. The medic quick pops in to make sure he's okay, and Neanderthal tried to order some food, so I think he's going to get up and be okay. What an absolute legend. I'm not even going to lie. The fact that he's taken both of those shots from Tim Sylvia, the human turtle bear, and has got back to his feet is insane. His jaw may be twitching, but he's standing. Look at the respect he has for this man. Like, seriously, all jokes aside, massive respect between these men, and I have a lot of respect for both of them. It's Neanderthal's second slap, and let's hope he can make a good connection.
Here goes Neanderthal. This is his one chance.
Ooh, and unfortunately Neanderthal has thrown another bad slap. The nerves definitely, I agree with JT here, have got to him. Tim is wasting absolutely no time at all, and he's ready for his third slap. Ooh! Neanderthal is out, and he's not getting up this time. It doesn't matter if he does, because that's 3 knockdowns. But oh my god, did you hear that slap? Listen to this. That scream is absolutely terrifying, coming from a turtle bear the size of Tim. And again, the show of respect. Tim went over, made sure Neanderthal was alright, and he hasn't celebrated yet. What an absolute battle we had tonight. And unfortunately, we never got to see Neanderthal land a strike on Tim. They weren't clean slaps, so I think at some point in time, if Neanderthal's up for it, these two need to run it back. Totally understand if he doesn't want to, because my neck hurts from watching this, and after I get done recording, I'm going to put Voltaren on my neck, because I think I have witness whiplash. But one thing I do know is Tim Sylvia is the new super heavyweight champion of SlapFIGHT Championship. Congratulations, brother, and thank you both for this amazing battle. You're both awesome men, and thank you SFC for putting this on. In this matchup, we have SlapKage taking on Black Larry. SlapKage's coming in with a weight of 186 pounds and a height of 5'10". Black Larry's coming in with a weight of 166 pounds with a height of 5'10". SlapKage was actually supposed to fight Wildman, but Wildman forgot to set an alarm and ended up sleeping through it all. It's a big old ordeal. It is what it is. But SlapFIGHT Championships go-to guy, Black Larry, has again stepped in on short notice at last minute for a battle. It doesn't matter what this guy does. He's always ready for the challenge. It's one of the reasons why, personally, I really like Black Larry. Another reason was his role as Crapman on My Name is Earl.
You know the kind of guy who graduated college at 14, is a virtuoso cellist and can identify 254 varieties of cheese in a blind taste test, but can't reveal any of that because he's in the witness protection program? Well, that's me. Don't tell anyone I told you this. My name is, well, you better just call me Crabman.
That was a fantastic role, fantastic show, and he seems like such an interesting guy. But Black Larry is honestly a G in my opinion. Bro always shows up, and he puts on the best show he possibly can. He has won the coin flip, and he gets to slap first. So let's see what Black Larry has for his first slap. Ooh, and Black Larry makes SlapKage do a stage dive. SlapKage might have mistaken the ringing in his ear for music, and he thought that it was his time to shine. And everyone has to explain to him that he just got knocked the f out. But it was absolutely beautiful, and I think it deserves a replay. And not of the slap, of the stage dive. You can see FPS tries to stop him, but it's useless as SlapKage launches himself into the crowd. But maybe we should also take a look at that fantastic slap. Absolutely beautiful slap with a beautiful result. Congratulations, Black Larry, on your victory, and thank you, SlapKage, for competing. In this matchup, we have Firecracker taking on FPS. Firecracker's coming in with a weight of 143 pounds and a height of 5'11". FPS is coming in with a weight of 150 pounds and a height of 6'2". Firecracker is definitely one of the most intense looking people. He is fired up and ready to go. But unfortunately for him, FPS tonight stands for the first person slapping as he won the coin flip. And we'll get to slap first. I am always excited when FPS is slapping. He is the only person that has shown me an eyeball explode, and for the record, the eyeball didn't explode, it was just swelling underneath the eye that ended up exploding. His eye is totally fine. But it was an amazing and classic moment in slap, that's for sure. So I am definitely excited to see what tonight has to bring for us. But like I said, FPS is the first person slapping, so let's see what he's got for his opening slap. Ooh, and FPS may have, in fact, just murdered Firecracker. I am not 100%. I saw hand movements, so I am pretty sure he's okay. It could have been involuntary, though. I suggest, FPS, you become the first person sprinting and find the closest exit and go and hide. But let's look at that again. Man, unfortunately for Firecracker, it looks like on the way down, he may have smashed his face off the barrel. And judging by the sudden bounce of his face, and the mark and the blood on his face, I believe that's probably what knocked him out so bad. But thank you, Firecracker, for competing, and congratulations, FPS, on getting yet another fantastic KO victory. In this matchup, we have the Boston Slap taking on Mexicutioner. The Boston Slap is coming in at 203 pounds with a height of 6'2", and the Mexicutioner's coming in at 206 pounds with a height of 5'10".
Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights.
They like slap fighting too.
Mexican Americans.
They like to wear red hats with pom-poms that make them look like Bill Murray in Life of Aquatica.
Mexican Americans don't like to get up early in the morning.
Shit, neither do I.
Mexican Americans.
They win the coin flip, so they get to slap first.
Mexican American.
Great people, smash that like button for Cheech and Chong. But let's see what the Mexicutioner has for his opening slap up against the Boston Slap. Ooh, that was a beautiful slap. Didn't look like it had much effect on the Boston Slap. He just ate that. But it was a nice, clean opening slap for
Mexican American.
As soon as the Mexicutioner walked out tonight, that was the song that played in my head. And I can't really sing worth a shit, so you guys can roast me in the comments down below, but that shit was funny. But let's see what the Boston Slap has to offer for his first slap. Ooh, that sounded like a beautiful slap. What the hell was that noise from Mark? I have no idea what happened there, but I feel like we can use that. He just gave us a sound clip that can be used for endless possibilities of ball bouncing sounds. And I know I'm high and have a short attention span, but I thought this was round 2, not round 1. Either way, the Mexicutioner's ready for his second first round slap, so let's see what he's got this time. Ooh, that sounded like a way better first round slap than his first round slap. So I gotta say, way to pick it up on that second first round slap. Boston Slap, he's not really taking a lot of time to recover from Mexicutioner's second first round slap and is already ready for his second first round slap. So let's see what he's got this time.
Look how earnest he looks, Mark.
Ooh, and the Boston Slap, landed a pretty decent second first round slap, I'm not gonna lie, and Mexicutioner took it pretty well. It did look like it was a little high, but like I said, I am also high, and that's how I get high quality videos. I learned this from an educational piece that I watched when I was a kid called How High with Redman and Method Man.
If I study high, take the test high, get high scores.
And I use these foundational building blocks for every aspect of my life. Now we're into round 3, so let's see what the Mexicutioner's got this time. Ooh, that sounded like a nice clean slap, but not a lot of effect on the Boston Slap. And the Boston Slap isn't taking a lot of time at all. He did a couple little jumps there, and now he's ready to slap for his third. Ooh, that slap looked like that was absolutely horrible. You almost slapped his hat off, and it serves you right to get a penalty. And they're allowing the Mexicutioner 2 minutes to fix the placement of his hat. And he can take all of it, because that was just a horrible thing to do.
All I have to say is, how rude.
The Mexicutioner has recovered, he has put the placement of his hat back on point, and he is ready to slap for his 4th time. Ooh, and he landed an absolutely beautiful slap. That was probably the best slap of the match that he's landed yet. And I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, but Boston Slap is not taking time again to recover, and he's ready to slap. I honestly love the fast-paced slap matches. Ooh, and Boston lands an absolutely beautifully placed slap. But it does look like the slaps are starting to bother the Mexicutioner. He's slowing down and he's really thirsty. And he's rubbing his eyes, so he may be tired. Or it could just be the slaps in the face. Ooh, that was another nice slap. That one was like a wrecking ball. It didn't look like it was going very fast, but when it hit, it hurt. It has actually even made the Boston Slap take a couple seconds in between this slap to recover. He is now ready, and he has a not so intense look in his face. He looks more sad. Looks can be deceiving, so maybe he's sad for the Mexicutioner because of this slap. Nope, pretty sure that wasn't it. That one was another one that was super high. But the Mexicutioner just ate that like it was nothing. Well, it looks like it hurt a bit. He is now recovered and he's ready for his 6th slap.
Comes a penalty.
Oh, and the Executioner lays down Boston Slap with an absolutely beautifully placed shot that put him to the floor. And it looks like that may be it, folks. I'm not sure if he's going to continue. And it looks like that is, in fact, it. Boston Slap has been knocked out by the Executioner in the 6th round. Thank you very much for competing, and congratulations, Executioner, on your victory. That was a beautiful slap. Whoa. In this matchup, we have Concrete Finisher taking on Firecracker. Firecracker's coming in at 143 pounds and a height of 5'11". Concrete Finisher's coming in at 161 pounds with a height of 6'1". The last time Concrete Finisher was on this channel, he ended up giving everybody a bunch of personal surprises and souvenirs by his eye exploding on the crowd. Wesley took his shirt off to catch it, and then he got sidetracked flirting with the girl. It was crazy. So fortunately, they put all the pieces back together, jammed it in the side of his face, and then threw some Gorilla Glue on it, because we saw how well it holds hair together. And they let it dry for the proper 4 to 6 hours, so it cured, and now he's allowed to slap fight again. And to the best of my knowledge, there is no significant impact from the Gorilla Glue being the thing holding his eye together now. And yes, I'm just joking. I'm making this up as I go along. They would never use Gorilla Glue to put an eye together. Do you know how much that would sting? They just gave him a glass eye and told him to get back out there, champ. And they gave him the coin flip as a courtesy so they don't have to look for it when it falls out. So let's see what he's got for his first slap. Ooh, and he landed an absolutely beautiful slap. It initially rattled Firecracker, but he regained himself pretty quick there. That was a good slap and a good recovery. And now Firecracker's ready to go, so let's see what he's got for his first slap. He looks pretty fucking intense right now, I can't even lie. Judging by the look on that face, I'm expecting big things here.
1.
Ooh, and he did. He delivered a beautiful slap that knocks Concrete Finisher down to the floor. And it looks like the glass eye stayed in his head, so they don't have to look for it, which is also a good thing because this is the last event in this building. They are moving to a new building in the new year, which is fantastic, and I'm super excited for all of them, and I can't wait to see what the new facility looks like. But it looks like the Concrete Finisher has gotten back to his feet all on his own. He has gained back literally probably none of his senses, but they're gonna have the medic check it out just to be sure. And the medic has said he is sure Concrete is pretty fucked up. It is so good to have accurate medics on hand. It is just, I can't stress that enough. Now it's Concrete's second slap, and everybody has gave him the advice to go for the middle Firecracker. Swing for the middle one. Ooh, and he tried to listen, but it was a little bit low, and he's got himself a clubbing penalty because of it. It is just a warning because it's his first one, so he doesn't lose a slap. But Concrete's a little confused and starts giving directions to the ref on how to get to his favorite bar. The ref then has to tell him that it is a clubbing violation, not a clubbing location. Now that they've got that sorted out, Firecracker is ready. He's bringing that same intensity as the last round, and now let's see if he knocks down Concrete Finisher again. And is he going to change that R at the end of his name to a D, and is he going to be Concrete Finished? Ooh, and Concrete Finished went down. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this has got to be it. The medic has got to call this one. Bro was still out of it after the last one, and now he's taking a second nap. You cannot have 2 naps in the same slap match. That is just the wrong way to handle yourself. And that is, in fact, the end of the match. They're calling it. And before Concrete Finish can even get up off of the floor, they already gave him a trophy and a medal and are already giving him a post-fight interview. It's a shame, because Concrete Finisher is going to miss it. And when he gets done praying to God to get back to his feet, please tell him thank you for competing. And congratulations, Firecracker, on that beautiful victory. That was a great KO. In this matchup, we have the Cure taking on the Cannon. The Cure's coming in at about this tall and he weighs about that much. And the Cannon's coming in at about this tall and he weighs about that much. And if we put them next to each other, you can compare that they are about the same height. And that's the best I can do because I think I may have missed the card that showed their stats. Which, I mean, it happens. I miss a lot of shit in life. But the Cure has came from a different promotion and he is the regional champion over in that promotion. promotion, and he's came here in order to take on the Cannon, which I already feel like is a bad decision. And it gets even worse, because the Cannon has won the coin flip. So I don't know if I've ever seen a more fitting moment for one of those. It was at this moment that he knew he f***ed up. And then when he gets slapped in the face by the Cannon and realizes what he volunteered for. So I don't want to waste any more time. I'm super excited to see what happens here. Like I said, Cannon has won the coin flip and he gets to go first. Oh shit, and Cannon lands an absolute hammer for the first slap. Bro got slapped so hard he started seeking medical assistance and gave Frank a damn hug. Which technically isn't Tank his corner man, so is that not technically a down? You better be careful, you're only allowed 3 downs or 3 hugs in a match here at SlapFIGHT Championship. Please hold while the Cure contemplates all of his life's bad decisions leading up to this point. And you, as a valued viewer, we appreciate your time for holding. Like and subscribe, and have a great day. He has came to the conclusion that this was indeed a very bad idea. He quick prays to God that this isn't the end and he tries to continue. He looks at the ref one last time hoping that he'll call it and the ref says no, so he is indeed forced to slap the Cannon and continue. So let's see what he's got for a slap.
Let's see what he's made of.
Ooh, and it was okay. He managed to disturb Cannon's hair. That was more than I was expecting. And Cannon did eat that like it was just a quick snack. He grabs himself a quick drink of water to wash it down, and now he's ready to go for his second slap.
Do shows to get bigger and better and...
Ooh, and Cannon landed another absolutely brutal slap. And I think bro might have just said that was it. I'm not sure what this movement is here, but I do not think that man wants to be there anymore. But I don't blame him. He makes bad choices in life. We apologize for the inconvenience, but we are taking a second intermission during this match for him to contemplate if he would like to continue. Your patience is valued. And he's decided to continue, ladies and gentlemen, and give a second slap to Cannon. The anticipation is killing me, and I can't wait to see what he has. And everybody should wish me happy birthday because one passed while we were waiting. And it was absolutely not worth the wait because I think the man forgot he was in a slap fight and he judo chopped Cannon in the side of the neck, causing him to foul and get himself a clubbing penalty. And somehow this ended up making it so that we waited even longer for this guy because now he f***ed up his arm. So let's go to intermission 3. And during this intermission, I would just like to take the time to give a shout out from our sponsors. Thank you, and again, we value your viewership. All the suspense that Cure brings to this match has the entire audience on the edge of their seat because they're about to leave. But after that, they are both finally ready, so let's see what Cannon has for a third slap. And again, Cannon just lands another beautiful slap that throws this man into the warm embrace of Tank. I don't understand why he keeps hugging Tank. I'm just to assume he has a different procedure in the promotion he came from for after slap. But I mean, after you get slapped in the face, hugging a corner man is not the most intimidating thing for your opponent or the judges to see, or anybody for that fact. But he did not take as long in between this slap, so let's see what he's got for his third round slap. And let's see if his arm is injured.
Great eyebrows, both of them.
And that was a fantastic compliment from JT. I wish I could say the same about the slap, but unfortunately that was another penalty. And this time that means he will lose a slap. So the Cannon's gonna end up having 2 slaps in a row. But as a surprise twist, as Cannon's putting his hair up to show off that majestic beard, it has worked and it has intimidated the Cure enough to where he has given up and conceded the match. So thank you, Cure, for coming and competing, and congratulations, Cannon. You may be the first slap fighter in the history of slap fighting that won by intimidation factor due to beard. this is SlapFIGHT Double Barrel. This is like the old school style slap tournaments where it's an elimination tournament, and I absolutely loved it. It's the style of slap tournament that I started watching. Like, it was always amazing to me how someone would go through like 3 or 4 matches in an evening and absolutely get destroyed but still make it to the end. In my opinion, this style and this format is way better than some of the promotions out there now. So I really hope that this style and format sticks around, because it will make for some fantastic slap moments in the future. So let's get to the breakdown of the tournament. In the first rounds, we have Black Larry taking on Firecracker. Then we have Smokin' Thunderclap taking on Mystery Meat, Smiley taking on Concrete Finisher, and Mallet taking on FPS. So it's going to be a fantastic first round. I won't be reacting to every slap that happened during this tournament, but I will be doing a recap of each round, and we will be reacting to the final round and also to Amir versus Slap Daddy and Frank versus Danny, and at the end I will throw in Chest Chop, which is the newest tool brought in the arsenal at the PLN studio. It may not be new to everybody around the world, but it's brand new sport to PLN, and it's Chest Chop, so don't mistake the imitators because they're already out there. But let's get to SlapFIGHT Double Barrel. It started off where we finally got to know who Mystery Meat was, and it ended up being none other than Raven himself, which was an absolute surprise that I don't think many people saw coming. Not only did he surprise the crowd, but he also surprised Smokin' Thunderclap with this absolutely amazing slap that laid him on his ass. And while he was trying to find his car keys on the floor, he gave up looking for him and he's just gonna buy another car. He tried to smack the stupid look off of Raven's face, but it was ineffective. Raven continued to keep it there. Raven thought Smokin' looked like he needed a really good sleep and landed an absolute cannon shot to the chin, laying him completely out cold. And SlapFIGHT, being the amazing promotion they are, they allowed him to sleep while he's at work. While this was going on, Firecracker landed an absolutely beautiful slap that Larry looked like he thoroughly enjoyed. Firecracker tries to tuck his chin, but Black Larry still manages to hit it, and Firecracker screamed out of frustration. Black Larry and Firecracker commenced to a couple more rounds of absolute war, ending up going to the judges, with the result of Black Larry winning the round. They then had to kindly ask Smokin' Thunderclap to move because the first round is coming up. And to start this off, Smiley finds out that Concrete is a lot stronger than he expected, but he got himself a stepping violation, well, a stepping warning on his first slap. Concrete then followed that up with a good slap of his own, but Smiley ended up catching a flinching foul along the way, but they for some reason decided to give it to Concrete Finisher on the scorecard. These two continued to go blow for blow, no diddy, all the way until the end, and it ended up going to the judges, and what I would say is one of Smiley's best, if not his best performance that I've seen to date. It was a close match and it was fought very well from both sides, but I was very happy when I saw that the judges ended up giving Smiley the win because I feel like it was well deserved. Mallet and FPS was another classic. Mallet starts off by firing a beautiful slap that didn't seem to affect FPS. FPS then fired off a hammer that Mallet just ate, but Mallet needs to be careful with this movement right here so he doesn't get himself an unnecessary flinching. Mallet's second again was a good slap, but just didn't have much effect on FPS. FPS then lands a slap that staggers Mallet back, but Mallet shows that size doesn't matter and he just mans right through it. He then followed it up with a beautiful slap that again just did not affect FPS very much. FPS then followed it up with an insanely beautiful knockout, and Mallet just could not recover, closing out the first round of the tournament with an absolutely beautiful knockout. And FPS also showed how much respect he has for fellow competitors by helping Mallet up. Now, the second round became a little bit of a clusterfuck because Black Larry and Smiley were not able to continue in this round, but there was 2 last-minute replacements that were willing to step in on short notice. So we ended up having Raven versus Texas BDB and FPS versus the Carpenter. FPS ended up making quick work of the Carpenter, only going 2 rounds, and then giving the Carpenter some much-needed R&R, which had him discombobulated and confused, asking what happened, and sir, you just got knocked the fuck out is what happened, giving FPS 2 knockouts for 2 wins in this tournament so far. Raven versus Texas BDB ended up being a surprise banger. Raven ended up having an incredibly difficult match because Texas BDB kept landing absolute sledgehammers up against Raven, throwing him all the way over to the judging table. But Raven returns the hammer up against BDB, and they continue this onslaught of pain all the way until Raven ultimately made Texas BDB tap from slaps, giving him the victory and setting up for an FPS versus Raven final. But before we get to that, we had a surprise slap fight. We have Amir taking on Slap Daddy here as an impromptu pull from the crowd type matchup. It's gonna be awesome. Somebody's going to sleep. I don't think I've ever seen more of a coin flip match, because I'm not saying either one of these guys can't slap. They both just may be competing for the most amount of time spent napping in the ring. That's all I'm saying. So the coin flip is really important in this one. And Amir has won the coin flip, so I have a feeling that John has a chance to increase his amount of time on that leaderboard statistic. Amir has chosen to go right hand, so let's see what he's got for his opening slap.
Gonna make a statement. All right.
Ooh, and Amir demolishes Slap Daddy. Has him looking like they're about to revoke his GED because his IQ dropped from 3 digits to 2. And Amir hit this man so hard, it knocked the hair off the back of his head. Unbelievable. I didn't even know you could do that. But it was a beautiful slap. Congratulations, Amir, on your knockout, and thanks, John, for competing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done enough recapping of this bracket tournament. It is time for the final matchup of the bracket. It is FPS versus Raven, and this is going to be an insane match. That's all I am going to say. If FPS gets the win in this match, it will show a huge statement and what his capabilities are right now, because Raven retired and gave up the belt. So this is like a non-title, like championship style type match. Like if you do good here, FPS, this shows that you can beat ex-champions. But they have both been through some wars tonight, so it will be interesting to see how that has affected them up to this point. But it's Raven's first slap. Let's see what he's got.
Attention.
Oh my god, FPS is the first person stumbling all the way into a dance. Raven just hit him with an absolute hammer that sent that man on the first train to Boogie Town. But he's back now, and he's not stumbling. And he is ready for his first slap of this finals match. So let's see if Raven's chin has been weakened at all from Texas BDB slaps and the other slaps from the previous matches. Ooh, and FPS just lands a massive shot that had Raven stumbling for a second, but Raven seems to have recovered very quickly. But it was an absolutely beautiful slap. And Raven is recovered fully and ready for his second slap. So let's see what he's got for this one. Is FPS gonna stumble again? Ooh, and FPS is not stumbling. He is full on sleeping. There is no dancing. There's no Boogie Town. He's trying, but sir, you are not getting up. That may be the end of the tournament. Raven may have just knocked out FPS. What an absolutely insane ending. I thought to myself in the beginning that it was either going to be Mystery Meat or FPS that was going to win this tournament. And it ended up being a final with Mystery Meat and FPS in it. This was an insane tournament and I really enjoyed it. And everybody watching, you may want to click the link below and go watch the replay of the live stream because it's well worth watching. I mean, after you watch the rest of this video, of course. Thank you everybody that competed in this tournament, and congratulations Raven on winning. That was, I will say it again, I thoroughly enjoyed that tournament. But now let's get to the Frank versus Steel match and then chest chop. In this matchup, we have Frank the Tank taking on Dangerous Danny Steele. Frank's coming in from Fulton with a weight of 296 pounds, with a wingspan of 69 inches and a hand width of 8.25 inches. Shout out that 69 though. Dangerous Danny Steele's coming in from Ontario, Canada, and that's where I live, and he's weighing 300 pounds with a wingspan of 79.1 inches and a hand width of 9 inches. Ooh, I make bad choices in my life, and I'm glad to see I'm not the only guy from Ontario that does, because Dangerous Danny Steele has decided to take on Frank the Tank in this matchup, which I believe probably walking on Lego or falling on a bed of tacks is probably a better idea than taking on Frank the Tank in a slap fight. But we're going to see. Dangerous Danny Steele has won the coin flip, so he has a little bit of an advantage going into this. He gets that first strike. He did tear his bicep, getting the world record for the hardest slap. So if he's recovered fully, maybe he has an opportunity here to capitalize on that statistic. But we know Frank's got a chin. It may be underneath that beautiful beard, but it's there. Let's see if Frank's head stays attached to his neck. Ooh, and Dangerous Danny Steele delivers an absolutely beautiful slap, and Frank's head did, in fact, stay attached to his neck. And it definitely wasn't from lack of trying, because Danny threw everything he had, including a step into that slap. But now it's Frank's first slap of the match, so let's see if Danny can keep his head on his shoulders, because we know he doesn't use head and shoulders. He has no hair. But now it's Frank's slap. Ooh, and Dangerous Danny Steele is contemplating switching to Drowsy Danny Steele after that slap. Frank delivered an absolutely beautiful slap with a beautiful result, and absolutely destroyed Drowsy Danny Steele. Sorry, I mean Dangerous Danny Steele. Although from this angle, he doesn't look very dangerous. But I mean, maybe when he stands up. And when he does stand up, tell him thank you very much for competing, and congratulations, Frank, on your victory. That was yet another beautiful KO. Continuing with the legendary legacy he has going for himself. It's always a pleasure to watch Frank when he stands up to the barrel. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for titty tapping. Wait, I've just been informed it's called chest chop. But I mean, it would have been a lot cooler if I could say titty tapping. Prepare yourself for chest chop. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the newest creation that JT Tilly has came up with, and like I said before, they call it chest chop. It's where two men basically slap the shit out of each other's chest for 5 rounds until one either gives up or they go to the judges. With it being a slap sport, I figured it'd fit in perfect, but let's see the first slap of the match. Oh my god, that actually sounded like it could have hurt. That was way louder than I expected. Look at this slow-mo. Bro literally did a titty tap. I don't know why we can't call it. I'm calling it that. And I completely forgot to introduce these guys. Gary Graham is the one that looks like he should be at like a Motley Crue concert or came straight out of the 80s in the hairband era. The other guy looks like he could be a guy that lives in the woods, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, and his name is Jones. Other than that, it's now Graham's first slap, so let's see what he's got up against Jones. And I'm not sure, but this may be a violation for attempted titty cupping. I'm not sure the rules, I know as much as you guys, but let's see this slap. Oh my god, I actually cannot believe the sounds these are making. He blew him a kiss, and his belly looks absolutely destroyed. At first, I thought we weren't going to see a knockout, but I mean, if he keeps hitting him with shots like that, that belly's not going to be able to take many. But now it's Jones' second slap. Let's see what he's got this time. Ooh, and another titty tap thunders through the arena. And it caused Graham to start doing a little titty tap tap dance. And he's a little confused because he starts trying to measure height. He then gently embraces Jones and makes sure his neck moves. Literally everybody, including Jones, is confused as to what the relevance of these tests are. Either way, it looks like Dr. Gary Graham is ready for his next slap. Ooh, and he delivers an absolute belly buster to Jones. And those welts do not look healthy. It makes you really wonder what's worse, one of those slaps to the belly or a slap to the face. Jones is ready for his third strike now. Ooh, that one sounded like it hurt for sure. It had one of those hollow sounds that didn't necessarily sound like a slap. And the face that Graham makes after he receives this slap, you can tell he felt that one. Again, he pulls out the titty tap tap dance. Those handprints may permanently be on Jones's belly. Those are some of the worst welts I've ever seen. And the best part, they're only gonna get worse because he has to receive more slaps, or chest chops, or because I like to say it, titty taps. Ooh, and Jones curls over in pain. Is he going down? No, he mans through it. And he just eats yet another titty tap. But it does look like they are enforcing penalties in this too. They're stepping, flinching, and clubbing, as we can see down on the bottom. And Graham received a stepping warning. So it's good to see that even in a funny, fun sport like this, they still take it very serious. Because, my God, are the facial expressions my favorite part right now. And we all can laugh because we know they are as safe as they possibly can be. And I can't wait for the female division. I heard it's shirts off too. But now it's time for Graham's fourth chest chop. Ooh, and yet again, Jones winces over in pain. He's trying to man through it, but it's really fucking hurting. And I can understand his belly's beginning to look like ground beef. And Jones has now acquired the achievement of a warning for flinching, which in the replay, you clearly see he winces before he's even impacted by the chop. But now it's time for Jones's final chest chop of the match. Ooh, and Jones delivers a beautiful titty tap that sent Graham into an immediate titty tap dance. Graham circles Jones like a fat man circles a cupcake that's trapped behind glass with the intent to destroy if he gets his hand on it. I mean, Graham needs to stop circling him. I'm starting to get dizzy over here watching him. Thank you. Okay, Graham's now ready for his final slap of the match. Or chest chop, or titty tap. Comment down below which one you like better. And like the video if you've made it this far. Ooh, and Jones is manning through it, but that is the look of a man that is happy this is the end of this match. And Jones's belly looks absolutely horrible. I do believe we can say that Graham has officially, not jokingly, gave Jones the belly busters. But let's go to the judges and see who has won the first chest chop titty tap competition. But in my opinion, I think Graham has won this because he's done way more destruction to Jones's belly than Jones did to Graham's belly. And after a long, hard deliberation, they have indeed deemed Graham as the winner of chest chop. And thank you everybody for watching. Thank you JT for coming up with this. Thank you PLN for putting this on, and I look forward to seeing where this goes. You guys are all awesome, and if you want to see more chest chop, then smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, slap that like button, slap that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.